Welcome back to the TSRP podcast, man. It's been almost 2 years since we actually recorded one, and this is definitely going to be the revival of the best damn podcast on the internet.
The host with the most strikes again. What's going on, man?
What's going on, buddy? How have you been?
Man, it's been 2 years since the last podcast. It's really almost peculiar, you know.
I
It's
know.
like there's just so much that's happened, whether it's like change of jobs. You recently moved. It fucking being dads full time to straight up toddlers now. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts, man. Started YouTube legitimately.
How's that going for you?
Dude, fucking so funny thing about that is I started YouTube back in like September of last year. Or not last year, wow, fuck. 2020.
2020.
I think I put out like 9 videos or like 8 videos or something like that. I just kind of fell off it entirely because like how when you get stuck on like one passion, then you just kind of move on to the next one.
Yep.
So I was kind of going through like a little bit of kind of like hobby artistic identity crisis for a little bit because like you obviously been on like multiple like Hasgag sets. We haven't done that in a couple years too. It's just there's just been so much change. Like I've connected with another creative filmmaker slash photographer and just camera genius and in the time being too to kind of put the itch to rest a little bit, if you will. And there's something that's being made right now currently that's going to be pretty fucking sweet. But back to YouTube again before I get too fucking trailed off. Yeah, so now I went back and did, I think the Morbius trailer was the first thing I did. Like coming back to YouTube, I think it was the Morbius trailer, and
I think so.
It was with my other boy. His name is Dan as well. We did the Morbius.
Dans.
There's a lot. There's fucking Dan Taylor. There's fucking Dan Casterly. My brother's fucking middle name is God fucking Daniel. Like it's crazy, dude. But yeah, we did the Morbius trailer, and then shortly after that, there was just like that itch to just do it again. And, fast forward a couple months later and we're sitting at almost 250 subs from, I think it was like 54 at the time, which was impressive, for someone like me, just starting out. That was impressive, like 54 subs and only like 9 videos out. But each one of those videos got like not really a huge booming amount of fucking views, but a substantial like viewership there. It was pretty steady. So like, you get people that, are obviously interested in throwing down the same shit that you are. So they're constantly like bing, 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 bing. Even if it's just a hot topic, dude. Like if you release shit at the right time and it's being really talked about and you are genuinely passionate about it, people get excited about that shit. Obviously, I'm one of them, dude. Like I watch some of the most, famous reactors, and a lot of that is because of you, because you started on reaction videos too. Now you are sitting at almost 3K subscribers. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good about it. It's a lot of hard work, pumping out videos and always making content and stuff. Sometimes I get through these phases to where it's like, do I really want to record a video today? I mean, I've put out a lot of videos over the last couple of weeks or whatever. Should I take a couple of weeks off? I just feel like there's so many people doing it that if you stay away from it for too long, you're not going to see the kind of progression that you do want to see.
Yeah.
But it's hard work, but it's fun, man. Like, especially like once you see like, that your channel's growing, your subscriber count's going, your viewership's growing. I mean, there's just no better feeling than that.
See, like, and that's like another thing. Like I don't, obviously, I'm not a part of like the partnership for YouTube or like the affiliate program or whatever, but I'm one of those people that just doesn't give a shit about that. Like I've always been about just doing what I like to do, like reacting to what I like to do, because people get lit about that shit. I get lit over, like, this isn't even really like a just soul reaction channel, but fucking, you must know them, Real Rejects. Like, I get fucking, dude, I get goosebumps half the fucking time whenever I'm fucking watching them. And it's not even like, and it's just coverage half the time. And, like shit like that draws people in. And that's something that I've been trying to also experiment with my channel as well. Like, I'm going to be trying to do more like, reviews of things, not, and not necessarily just a
Yep.
reaction. I think that's also going to coincide with eventually getting either a new laptop or, a PC built eventually, and so that kind of, I guess, answers the question, what we've both kind of been up to in the past couple of years. A lot of hardships, a lot of failures, a lot of frustration, a lot of
Yep.
COVID. Uh,
I will
there's,
say, man, during the whole COVID crisis and everything that's going on, I don't even know if you're able to say this big C word on YouTube. YouTube is weird about certain words that you say. But
Gotcha.
I feel like around this pandemic, that has to be the best time to start a YouTube channel, just because at the beginning everybody was at home.
Yeah.
Everybody was not going out, you know what I mean? Best time to
Yeah.
start a YouTube channel.
100%, dude. Because, like, people start to eventually go stir crazy, like people get really fucking bored, and with boredom comes a lot of, depression, and
Yeah.
I found that YouTube makes everything very uplifting, and it gives you something to be excited about. It gets, getting, it's not really, I'm trying to think of like the terminology for it, but seeing people get excited over the same shit that you're getting excited over is, it has like a completely different feeling to it, and being one of those people that just kind of makes somebody else's day better just by your
Yeah.
excitement is just, it's probably the best thing that I love about creating. I live for doing what I do. Even if it's just a hobby, like, obviously, it would be an obvious, a child's dream, or, a boy's dream to fucking, get paid to do YouTube, and,
Yeah.
be at home, work from home, in times like this, be safer at home, working from home, and, being able to survive off that shit, like, obviously everybody wants that, but that's not something I'm necessarily trying to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I
I
think
do I
I've
do
been
want to
busy.
progress into the fact that you just got notified you got your first somewhat of a sponsorship deal. How is that going?
Um, Good. I got randomly got messaged about like like a sponsorship. Wow, of sorts, and it's for a clothing line. I'm actually gonna kind of talk about it now because I actually told all the subs on a couple videos that I've made recently that there was some sponsorships stuff coming out and everything to be on the lookout for that. And to give some, shine a little bit of light on that. The clothing line is called Death's Embrace Clothing. It's a very like gothic, very, metal clothing line, and they're sending me a couple shirts. $50, like a $50 value. They're two shirts, $50 value, and basically they're going to be sending me like a script and kind of a video to go along with my video. Excuse me. Wow, kind of promoting them and everything. And I also get to rock some pretty dope shit because I got to pick whichever two that I wanted. So that's kind of fucking sick. And I think it's really gonna resonate with a lot of my personal audience because a lot of my audience are heavy fucking metal fans. So
Yeah.
I feel like that'll kind of help boost, them as well. And I'm just excited. Like, I when I got that message, I was just a fucking happy kid. I'm just excited to be here. Like, I don't want, I appreciate the flattery.
Yeah.
I just, yeah, being so new to this kind of realm is exciting, but also kind of scary because it's weird how fast things are moving. Like, I was actually just talking to Ash the other day about how, you know, I never thought that, while I'm at work every day, I average 1 to 3 new subscribers every day. Like, that's fucking
Yeah.
nuts. Like, that's fucking nuts, in my opinion. Like, that may not be a lot for, obviously big time fucking YouTubers. And that's fine. Like, I'm not trying to compete with fucking anybody. I'm just trying to be the best me I possibly can on the
Yeah.
platform. But yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
exciting when you
It's
see
exciting.
growth, you know what I mean?
It is. It's thrive worthy, dude, and it just makes you feel better knowing that you're making somebody else feel better, and people are getting you turned on to some pretty fucking cool shit. I discovered a lot of shit by myself, but I gotta think. Like, if I could go back and give a shout out to a couple of more regular subscribers that give me some pretty dope ass song suggestions, I would. I got to give a shout out to my boss, dude, for fucking showing me a couple good ass bands. He showed me fucking Scion recently, Howard Jones bands with fucking Jared Dines, dude. That shit fucking goes
Yeah,
hard, dude.
I did either one or two reactions to them. They're fucking killer. Howard Jones, that's
Oh
the
my
best vocally
god.
I've ever heard.
Dude, The Blade was the first song that I got shown by Jeremy, my boss, and I almost kind of fucking like I'm almost a little bitter towards him for showing me that song specifically because dude, that would have been the perfect fucking introduction song for Scion. And it was. I just
Yeah.
wish I got it on fucking camera. Like that was dude, I went nuts at work. Like I guarantee if they ran the cameras back, they would see me flailing the fuck around just fucking in the back fucking room because I was literally sitting on the table directly underneath the camera. But dude,
Yeah,
yeah, it was great.
Jared definitely lucked out being able to get a vocalist of that caliber. And
That, yeah.
they just released their first album back in November.
Yeah,
There's
it's
12
like,
songs
yeah,
out there.
a whole 12 full length album. And like, I always knew that Jared Dines was a good guitar player, but I genuinely forgot that he slaps lately. Like,
Yeah,
he really branded himself.
he filled in on guitar for Trivium. I think 3 Days Grace at one point on one of the tours. He's done Breaking Benjamin. I think he worked with. He's worked
It's
with a
nuts,
lot of
dude.
big acts.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking absolutely crazy, dude. Like, the dude has definitely branded himself. Like
Oh, absolutely.
he definitely fucking branded himself entirely. Like that dude is so fucking talented, and he's worked with so many people, and like his future looks absolutely bright if it's not already bright as fuck.
And guess what?
100%. What's up, dude?
All this success, all these accolades that he has, all these different kind of things that he's been able to do over the years. That's all because one day he decided to start a YouTube channel, man. Anything is
Absolutely,
fucking possible.
dude. Absolutely. Like you know, for like for example, like there I tonight I got added to a group. You may have you heard of Nick Roylance? He's the like number one like walking like fucking Norman Reedus lookalike. That's well like what he's known
I
for
don't
like
know.
visually. Well, like he's genuinely like talked to Norman Reedus and everything, and he's been doing a lot of big fucking projects lately. And then one of them is coming out. I think it's called The Florida Man or something like that, and it has
Yeah.
I think his name is Clark Gregg or Greg Clark from fucking Agents of Shield, Avengers. He played Coulson, Agent Coulson. He's worked with him recently, and he's got a bunch of other stuff lined up. He's like a huge upcoming actor. I would definitely go check him out and check his shit out at Ridiculous Films. 100%. I didn't get asked to do this, but I'm doing it because not only is he my boy, but that dude is fucking talented. He has a short film called Dixon Blood out. He plays a young Daryl Dixon reuniting with Merle after he gets out of the out of prison or jail or something like that. It's actually really fucking good, dude, and his impression is spot on
How come you haven't reacted to it yet?
because I've already seen it. I'm not gonna fucking
Oh,
sit there and make a fake reaction. However, I would
I'm
totally do a watch through and just, you know, obviously not like obviously load up with flattery, but I genuinely mean
yeah.
it. He is a talented fucking dude, and I'm really excited for that kid's future. But speaking of him, he added me to a like this free almost acting class with me and a few other people, like a big pretty decent sized group of people, like, you know, talking about, you know, how to brand one-on-one conversations with like how to like start a brand and how to like properly brand yourself, and then like
Yeah.
acting tips of how to further your career. And we're doing that on the 26th at 9 p.m this time, Eastern time. So that's going to be pretty exciting. So I get to kind of learn a little bit more about, you know, the craft and like my passion. So that's going to be really cool to learn and kind of know like exactly, you know, where to start. Obviously start by picking up a fucking camera or getting in front of a fucking camera. That's number one. But I've been doing that for 13 years, as you know. So like it's not hard for me, but this is also, you know, going towards a more professional route now. You know, like it's going towards like the unknown now. Like now I've kind of made a contact in which, you know, I consider him, you know, a dear acquaintance, estranged friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I really have been following him for a long time, and I've supported everything he's ever done, and I just that dude's future is absolutely bright. So I'm really honored and humbled to be able to be a part of something like this because he took the post down because he had over 100 people that were interested in his fucking, and there was people getting
Yeah.
added left and fucking right in that shit. So I'm
So this
really
guy,
fortunate.
he's like a professional cosplayer. He like goes around to all kinds of
Um,
conventions or whatever, dressed
yes,
as Daryl.
yes, has yeah, and he's been absolutely recognized, approached by the actual stars and all that shit. So you know he's
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Like, have you heard of the Notorious Negan?
I have not, but I think I saw a picture
Yeah,
on your Instagram of you with somebody dressed as Negan. Was that him? I know there was there was
Instagram.
a female version and there was a male version. I remember you showing me a picture of what at Walker
I
Stalker Con in Boston or something.
Yeah, I don't recall. I'll have to refresh my memory on that, but I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it,
There's
100%.
one guest. This is a little bit behind the scenes or whatever, but I felt like because we're on this topic that I feel like I should mention it.
What's up?
There is one guest at some point. I don't know when, but at some point I do want to have on this podcast. You know, now that we're getting more professional, whatever, I do want to
Yeah,
wait till we get some kind of a viewership. But I have a talking relationship online with Sean Clark. He's the host of Horrid Hollow Grounds. He also has a podcast with
that'd be kind of sweet.
the arts director that did the 2 new Halloween movies. He is a con agent for Norman Reedus, all the Halloween
Nice.
actors. You know,
That'd
I
be
want
fucking
to.
sick.
He's always doing like little podcasts and stuff, and he's always down to talk. So I definitely want to have him on the show at some point.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna see if I can. Speaking of that, I'm gonna actually see if I can get Nick on one of these episodes soon too. Like
I definitely be down for it.
that'd be fucking sick, dude. Like, cause I've literally played Xbox with that guy. I've played COD with that guy. Like, I
I
literally
know
played COD with him. So,
you
um,
played COD with
Craig Mabbitt.
Craig Mabbitt from
And
Escape
then
the Fate.
got
I think we
fucking
both did.
and then got fucking and then I got accused of stream sniping when I was just again happy to be there. Like, I was just fucking happy to be there, dude. Like, my bad. I didn't even know what the fucking term stream sniping was at the time. Like, I was so fucking new to it, dude. I was just blown away. Um
I just find it weird that we get ourselves in these kind of situations. Like over the summer, I was randomly on Jason Muse's Twitch stream.
that was fucking hilarious, dude. That was fucking
It,
awesome.
it's
But
like we
dude, it's
always find
funny.
ourselves in these situations, but they're memories that are gonna last a lifetime. You
Yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
went to fucking movies out in Boston and I met Kevin Smith, dude, and I got a fucking I got
You
the
never fully
Clerks.
told. Yeah, you never fully
Oh.
told me about that experience, man. You got to break it down for me.
Okay, I'll break down the whole fucking day. All right. So, it's like I want to say 7 or 6 or 7 in the morning and I'm at the bus station. I'm taking I think a Peter Pan out to Boston, and then I had to take a lift out to literally right outside of the Fenway Park because it was in the House of Blues, and
Yeah,
he was gonna like he got there at like fucking 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, it was supposed to open at 11. No, it opened at 11, but he was there at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I got there. I think my spot was like 2 o'clock or something like that. My spot was there, and I got there at 11:30, and apparently he was inside still. So I lucked out. I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking miss him because like I'm hearing all this shit that how he's already there. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fucking miss this guy because he's not gonna stay the whole fucking day, and if he does, holy shit. But I'm
yeah,
like, dude, I'm gonna fucking miss this guy. I traveled out to Boston for just movies, which would have been awesome, obviously, and seeing all of like the actual like memorabilia of the movies and seeing the late great George Carlin's fucking autograph picture from Dogma there,
yeah,
seeing all of these cool, like, legitimate, like, not only just props, but like just the connection of the Askewniverse was fucking awesome to see, in person. And then, I get into the line and I'm just standing around, just like watching, eagerly watching, obviously anxious as fuck because that's obviously my fucking hero for the past
yeah.
fucking 20 years, dude. That's my fucking hero. Like, that's where I get my disgusting fucking sense of humor from. uh, so, like, I'm just like, dude, I'm thinking, I'm missing this guy. So it's about like 10 minutes after I got there, I'm in this line, and then all of a sudden I hear cheering, so I look up. Lo fucking behold, there's Kevin Smith walking out the front door to fucking House of Blues. He's just like holding up his fucking hands. He's just like, all right, bye. I'm like, hell fucking no. He gets stopped by these 2 guys and they're talking to him for a second, just kind of flattering him, whatever. Doing the typical, what obviously I'm about to tell you. And they're talking to him, whatever. And I got this Funko that I think Ash had bought me of Bluntman and Chronic from the
Yeah.
Zombie Hideout. She got me a Bluntman and Chronic Funko collection, like dual collection, and to get signed and everything in case I saw him. And I get there and I'm fucking like, at this point I'm directly fucking behind him, like same height. Like, I am staring at this guy. Like, I'm literally I could touch him. And you know, being the fangirl that I am, I'm sitting here like basically about to piss myself, and like I'm thinking about a million things I'm gonna fucking say,
Yeah.
and finally get some of these people. And he turns around. At this point, my heart drops to my fucking ass. And I get that in my gut, my throat, like I can't fucking talk, you know? And so I don't like at this point I'm on fucking autopilot because I
Yeah.
couldn't like make any decision, whatever. And I'm like, dude, you have literally been my hero for the past 20 fucking years. Thank you so much for literally everything. He's like, oh, no problem. Thank you so much for being a fan. I really appreciate that. I'm like, and he's like, he's like, you are the only fucking person I have ever seen rep that shirt. Cause I got the what the fuck is the internet and the Jay and Silent Bob, like
Yeah.
fucking like pixelated like cartoon. And he's like, that is fucking awesome, man. Good on you. I'm like, dude, fuck. And I got to not only get a picture with him, which I'll send this video to you to edit and do all, your magic to it and everything. I'll send it to you. And I'll send the picture of me meeting Kevin too, so you can put it up there as well if you want.
Yeah.
And I got to take the picture with him. I got to put an arm around my boy. And I got my shit signed, and he was just really, really nice. I got to give him a flash drive of some of the best Hasgak shit with obviously some of my best performances in it, and just kind of like a letter of a thank you in it and everything. And I gave it to him, and he took it, put it in his pocket, whatever, and went on his way. That was back in April. I haven't heard anything yet. I don't think I will. That's fine. I got to do what a lot of people don't get to that aren't prepared to do, and I
Yeah.
did it. So I think in a way, either way, it's a fucking win. It was just a very surreal experience because like I met Rey Mysterio when I was a kid. I met Mick Foley at the hotel I was living in with my fucking dad and my mom, my brother at the time. I've met some pretty higher profile guys,
Yeah.
but I think Kevin Smith definitely like topped that list so far of notable people I could meet. Other than I've met Kari Payton from The Walking Dead, and he played Cyborg in Teen Titans. I've met Cooper Andrews, really fucking nice guy. I got to meet the late great Scott Wilson outside of
Oh,
Jimmy John's in Boston, right across from the
rest in
hotel,
peace. Rest
and
in
he
peace, man. He
knew.
was great.
And he fucking knew that me and Adrian were there. He already had met Herschel. I hadn't, but he had seen me because I went up to go meet Dan and his mom after they got done meeting him. And he had seen me and he said hello, whatever. And, obviously was starstruck enough then. But to know that he had unfortunately had passed away the following year, I was so grateful that he was such a nice guy. And he was just on a walk with his wife, and he was
Yeah.
such a nice guy, and was stopped and he took a couple picture with a couple desperate fucking fans. And I can drop that picture down below too of Herschel, me, and Adrian. So it's experiences like that, man, are out of this fucking world. Like it's an irreplaceable feeling.
A lot of people say that sometimes you don't always want to meet your heroes and people that you look up to, people that inspire you or whatever. But when
Absolutely.
you have those great experiences and they're great actors, but even greater people, they're nice, they're friendly, they're very appreciative of you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, I feel like it's all worth it. And those are memories that you're going to hold forever and I'm going to hold forever. I met Kevin
Dude,
too. I met
100%.
Jason Mewes, like two
And I
people
told
that
you,
I grew up watching. It's just insane.
and I told you straight up the night that you met him how fucking stoked I was for you, dude. Like, and I told you, and I still mean it to this day. If anybody deserved that, it was you. You deserve that 100%. Like
I waited outside in the snow for
for
3 hours
3
waiting for
hours.
him.
But yeah, like going back to that, it was it is like you said, experiences that you'll never forget, and you're always gonna fucking hold. The first person that I remember and recall meeting that again was super fucking awesome to me, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Stand up fucking dude, man. 2006, and he was on the path to getting to be in the heavyweight title card, at the time, and
He was at the
it
Eastfield
was
Mall, wasn't he?
yeah, you were there.
I was there, but they
So
ran
was
out of
I.
tickets, and I went into J.C. Penney, and he was looking at like shirts and stuff before the
Yep.
signing. I was like, oh shit, that's Ray.
Yeah, man. Like I said, dude. Like he was. I was a 9, 10 year old. I just turned 10 at that time. I'm 26 now, so that was 16 fucking years ago, which is nuts
Yeah,
to
I
think
was I
about.
was I was like 16 or 17. It would have been weird if I went up to you and been like, "What up, yo?" It would have been
Who
a
would
little
have
bit
known,
weird
bro?
seeing as you were like 9 or 10.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking weird. But like I said, like it was another dude that showed me nothing but ultimate kindness. And like at first he was just really quiet and he was just signing a piece of paper, the paper that they gave you, and he was just signing it. But his, I'm assuming it was like his agent or the guy that was like helping like run the thing. He had noticed that I made this white shirt and I drew like Rey Mysterio's mask and I made it myself because obviously I was an ultimate fucking fangirl for the
Yeah.
guy at the time. Still very much so am. And he noticed it and he pointed it out to Ray, and he was just like, huh. So he started was like, yeah, man, I really like your style. And then he saw that my aunt was holding a Rey Mysterio mask. He's like, yeah, let me see that mask. And he fucking signed another one completely free of charge for me. And he was just like, he's like, good, good stuff, man. I'm like, that was my first taste of legitimacy when it came to meeting one of your heroes, and that was like a big one.
Yeah.
And I'll never ever forget it. It set the bar for like people not wanting to meet their heroes, etc., etc. But man, it was something I'll never replace ever.
Yeah, man. It's nuts.
Is absolutely fucking nuts. But since we are on the WWE subject and we're on the wrestling subject, what is your thoughts on WWE's products right now? I need
Oh
to
man.
hear all of this, but be clean about it. Just give your honest thoughts. Just let me know how you see things and what you think they can improve on.
I'll talk about it because one thing that I've been doing since actually September is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I usually go on my vlog channel and I've been streaming a lot. So I do watch alongs or
There we go.
whatever. Watch the show with people, talk about it. Talk about what
Yeah,
I like and what I don't like. Um, WWE has a lot of problems.
I agree.
Triple H isn't a part of NXT anymore. He had a heart attack a couple months ago.
He
Everybody
may
in
never last.
NXT,
Yeah, he may never
everybody
wrestle
in
again.
NXT is supposed to be reporting to Bruce Pritchard. They changed Walter. I don't know if you're too familiar with.
To Gunther
Yeah,
Stark.
yeah. Which I mean I don't feel like they needed to because it just came out today that WWE already has Walter's name trademarked. Everybody was wondering if that was why they decided to change his name so they'd be because WWE wants to own every aspect of you while you're with the company.
And it's funny that you say the trademark. They actually just abandoned the trademark today because of the backlash. But his name is now going to be just Gunther.
Yeah, I don't like it. Um, the Royal Rumble, the build to Royal Rumble, because we have the Royal Rumble coming up a week from this Saturday on the 29th. And I'm looking forward to one or two matches. I was looking forward to the Royal. The reason everybody watches the Royal Rumble is to get excited. Oh my god, like, there's 30 people.
Are you?
Who's gonna come out next?
You're talking about
What's
the
gonna happen?
announcements, right? Like how they're announcing the surprises.
Why are they announcing every fucking participant? I mean, that just takes the whole magic and mystique away from the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble's been around for a long time, man. They had a set
30 plus
criteria
years.
of how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you know what? We don't give a fuck. We're gonna announce everybody, and they're just taking the entire excitement away from watching it. I'm still gonna watch it, obviously, because I'm probably gonna stream that night. But the whole overall build, it's not as bad as the build for Survivor Series back in November. I mean, I didn't know a match that was announced for the Survivor Series until like a week before.
Yeah, dude, that was all right. So I'm gonna 100% agree with you there. But notice when in terms of like the Royal Rumble and everything, the announcements, notice how they had no problem announcing some of like the main female contestants, but they have given little to nothing about the male contestants, which makes me think with the Forbidden Door aspect, what the fuck are they gonna do? What the fuck are they gonna do? Like, who the fuck is coming out? I have a feeling, and you can like a lot of people are probably gonna be like, dude, you're full of shit, whatever. I have a feeling Cody Rhodes is gonna show up. I have a feeling. I know that AEW is not going to be open to the Forbidden Door, but I think if anybody, if not Cody Rhodes, it might be Jericho. It might be
I don't know.
Jericho. Like he burned a lot of bridges, but with professional wrestling, you can never say never at this point anymore. Like the biggest Royal Rumble return in history right now is Edge.
Yeah.
That was
hands down.
And let me talk about that real quick. I have a witness to how bad I was sobbing the moment his fucking music hit. The moment his music hit, I became a fucking 10-year-old girl. Like
I wish
I
you
was
would have had
literally
that on video, man. I would have
dude,
threw that in.
I fucking profusively could not stop crying. Like, dude, I couldn't even see the first like 5 minutes of him being in the Rumble because I just couldn't pull myself the fuck together and believe what the fuck I was watching. Like,
Yeah.
I knew that there was something there, obviously, with his, his SummerSlam
Yeah, because
tease.
I think a week before the Rumble, I showed you a video of him on Sheamus' channel or something like that, or either that or after the Rumble, I
Yeah, it
showed
was
you like a
before the Rumble.
documentary.
Yeah, it was the
I showed
second.
you
Yeah,
something.
it was after the Rumble, and it was the second mountain. He like his tease at SummerSlam. Not
Mhm.
only was he in really fucking good shape, which was odd because Edge for a while was starting to kind of get out of shape because of everything going on.
Yeah.
And this is his first time in a while being on WWE live broadcasting. Not only is this dude like chiseled to the core,
Yeah.
he knocks a perfect fucking spear to Elias. The first spear he has done in years at this point. So where I'm like, what the fuck was that? And he said
Speaking of
nothing.
speaking of Elias, real quick, I
Yeah,
do think he's going to be one of the participants in
I
the Rumble.
think he
But go
is
ahead.
too. I do think he is going to, and apparently he's completely repackaged as almost like a main event star worthy. And I'm honestly here for it because unlike a lot of people, I fucking love Elias. I
Yeah.
fucking love Elias, dude. Like I thought he had a lot of charisma, and I think he's again one of those people
Have
that
you
are
ever heard
missing.
any of his music?
I have not, but I'll definitely go take a look at it
You should
eventually.
film a couple reactions to it. It's actually pretty good. I've heard a couple of songs. It's actually not bad. It's more like indie rock. You know what I mean? Like straight
Yeah,
up
dude,
acoustic style. It sounds really good.
I'm down for it, dude. Like I still listen to a lot of Jeff's new music. Like
Yeah.
I still listen to a lot of Jeff Hardy's new music. I do a lot more digging outside of like the wrestling perspective when it comes to certain wrestlers.
Yeah.
Um, fucking. But yeah, going back to Edge, like there was just something there, and then I didn't want to believe it. But then once number fucking 21 or 21 or 24, I think it was number 21. That pop was one of, if not the loudest pop in history for
Oh,
surprise worthy wise.
absolutely.
Like that, you couldn't even hear his music live. Like I feel like they had to turn that bitch up in post production to fucking actually hear it because,
Have you
dude,
ever went on
you couldn't
YouTube
hear
and
it.
saw any of the live videos that people took of that? People went
Yes,
fucking crazy.
dude. Speaking of fucking Edge and crazy, him bringing back the Brood entrance and then just going fucking nuts and yelling into the camera was ridiculous. I'm like, dude, this dude is a
I just
fucking
wish,
animal now.
I just wish they were able to use that, like, the blood red color instead of just the black. I just don't feel like that's the same. But I love the entrance. And a little fun fact about that, I think I told you before.
Wait, bro,
Uh,
his lighting was just pure red when he came out in the Brood entrance.
no, when he does the brood bath or whatever, it's black. It's not red like it used to be.
Oh, got you. I think that might be in the still like, oh, we got to keep it,
But I
kind of
kind of
dumbed
feel
down for
bad
our audiences.
because a couple months ago, the first time that Edge actually did that entrance,
Gangrel was supposed to.
a couple days later, Gangrel was supposed to be on that episode of Dynamite on Wednesday,
Yep,
but they canceled it because
Edge did
AEW
it.
didn't want to feel like they were gonna copy what WWE did, so it kind of
Yeah,
blew Gangrel's shot. But
but he was happy for Edge though.
he
Like
said
I saw that
he
interview.
said yep, on his
Yeah, like
podcast.
it was really like it's really relieving that when the guy that it belongs to, even though he didn't get to have his moment on AEW yet,
Yeah,
um, that he's still happy for one of his prodigies and one of his stablemates. Like that is still, yeah, that's how that's a pretty go-getting guy because that was his fucking whole persona and you just used it and pretty much fucked this dude's shot
yeah.
unwillingly or willingly, I don't know, but he was still pumped for him, and that it's shit like that that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Gangrel, Edge, Christian, the Hardys, like they're all like brothers, because they spent so much time together. It was the Brood with the Edge and Christian, then it was the new Brood when the Hardys were with him and stuff. So
Um, do you have any thoughts or predictions on who you think might end up showing up in the Rumble? Like, is there anybody that you want to like have a surprise return or a return in general? Like, is there somebody that you're hoping is going to be in that fucking thing? Forbidden Door, regular wrestler, whatever. Like, it could be
one thing
anything.
that I'm concerned but wondering about is this whole Johnny Knoxville situation. He has some kind of a feud going on with Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
On SmackDown 2 weeks ago, he eliminated somewhat Sami Zayn out of the ring and got qualified for the Rumble. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how well he's going to do. I mean, I know it's obvious. It's very obvious the dude has a very high pain threshold.
I think obviously it's going to be somewhere conjunction coinciding with promoting Jackass 4, but he's
Yep.
probably going to be doing something nuts live.
I just hope it's not. I hope it's not going to be the same scenario as I don't know if you remember the Royal Rumble from 2001. I don't know if you were watching wrestling back then, but
Dude, I've been watching it since '97.
when Drew Carey entered the Rumble in 2001 and he got eliminated by Kane. Remember he tried to give Kane money and then he ended up eliminating himself.
Yeah.
I hope Johnny Knoxville doesn't do the same fucking thing.
No, I don't think he's going to. I think with Knoxville, it's going to be literally Jackass related. I think he's going to be doing something nuts. Like they're gonna do something fucking nuts.
What if fucking like Steve-O or somebody comes from the audience and fucking tries to help him or something?
I honestly wouldn't put it past them to do something like that because WWE is notorious for pulling some celebrities out of the pool and
Oh, absolutely.
doing something exciting for the audience, something a little bit, almost comedically relieving, you know.
Yep.
But at the same time, that's another thing that WWE is struggling with right now. There's so much little wrestling, but hours of promos.
I just feel like
and the matches are short as fuck.
They've released a lot of people, and I feel like that was very damaging to the company because you have to think about like all the
nobody knows
sponsors
why.
and all the they say budget cuts, but who fucking knows? Apparently, WWE is making more money now than they made in the entirety of them being around. So I don't know. They just
Personally, I think Vince is getting ready to sell.
I don't know if you've heard,
but Nick Khan is going to start doing more for Nick Khan too.
Nick Khan is. I'm not even gonna say because
Nick Khan's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but
yeah,
I didn't.
It's true.
I'm trying to contain myself a little bit because I am frustrated about the whole situation.
Fuck Nick Khan.
But when WWE first announced that they were gonna go to put SmackDown on Fox, probably like 4 months before that, I guess Fox had approached WWE, some higher up at WWE, and they, instead of leasing SmackDown, which they ultimately ended up doing, obviously, WWE asked Fox if they wanted to buy him out, but I guess the price wasn't where it should have been, and they didn't. Fox felt it was too much, so they decided to just lease SmackDown and have SmackDown on Fox. I think they need to end the brand split. They don't have the star power to contain a Raw and SmackDown with separate people.
I agree, 100%. But going back into the Rumble aspect before I forget, like prediction-wise for the women's Rumble match, Bayley and Asuka, 100%. They got to come back because that will add some much-needed star power to the rosters. Holy fuck, we are missing them.
It's already been announced that Sasha Banks isn't going to be there because she has some kind of foot injury.
She got injured training for day one.
I don't know what happened. I know Bayley was hurt at one point. I haven't heard from her since. I don't know what happened to Asuka. Maybe
she's walking around just fine now. She was with one of the wrestlers at an event recently. Within the past week, she was walking around and shit. And
so I could definitely see that.
She's denying any involvement, but I guarantee she'll be back for the Rumble.
They're not gonna. I mean that would spoil it though. Edge said he would never be able to wrestle again. He told nobody.
Yeah, he went to fucking Maroon. People saw him seeing Maroon, and the second Mountain was great, dude. I'd be down to do a fucking watch along / reaction to that with you.
The Hardys, when the Hardys returned at WrestleMania a couple years ago,
I still watch that shit to this day. Like literally, I just watched it 2 days ago.
But Matt Hardy had his wife Rebby Photoshop a picture of them all at the airport and posted on social media, making people think that they were flying home after the autograph signing that they had that day, and they ended up showing up. So I mean, they're not going to tell you who's in the Rumble. Well, they already let go a lot of spoilers, which I'm not happy about. I heard Mickie James.
She'll be there with her Impact music and title. Before I forget to, this also coincides with wrestling, YouTube, and acting shit that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Guess who I had a very brief discussion with about a month ago now. And we were talking about cutting up some scenery hopefully together because I just, gave him a little bit of praise because I saw that he was working on some stuff, and I sent him a private message, not thinking I was going to get a fucking response from him because again, one of my favorite high flyers of all time, if not still my favorite of all time to this day. He does a lot of acting now. He was actually in a music video for. I got to personally thank him. I got to talk to him, and I got maybe one day we get to cut up some scenery together. I'm like, yes, I'm like, yes,
that'd be awesome.
Please,
what if we can get him on the podcast, man?
Dude, I would love to, bro. I would.
Dude,
love
I have
to.
I have so many ideas for this podcast to like
I
make
do
it
too,
a lot
man.
better
It's
than
exciting.
it used to be.
It's exciting, man. But did you know this is actually trivia, fun trivia, and this is something that you might not have known. And I asked him about it. He saw it, never replied to confirm it, but I think this was the angle. Paul London, apparently, you know that during that whole right before, I know we're not supposed to mention this, Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
You know how that limo exploded and everything, and London was smiling in Vince's face? London was supposed to be the culprit that did it, and he was supposed to be on a way to a WWE title reign.
Oh.
He was supposed to be set up as basically the guy that did it, felt disrespected as fuck, and was going to just turn heel and do a WWE title reign. He was going to turn on Kendrick, all that shit, apparently.
Brian Kendrick's still in NXT.
Yeah, he was just fucking thrown around by this big fucking dude, the Brock Lesnar lookalike.
Harlan. I forgot what dude, Harlan is like the greatest thing that NXT has right now. He's doing 100. Great stuff.
100, and even
that dude is only 23.
Dude,
he's like 22 or 23.
Dude, even Mandy Rose got a good fucking reinvention and a revival. Like, she's doing some killer shit on fucking NXT right now. Another person on NXT that needs a pretty good fucking mention right now.
Roderick Strong?
No.
What brand is he on?
NXT. I forget. Fuck. Know who I was actually really starting to really like though before they made the move to fucking AEW?
Who?
Kyle O'Reilly. I was really starting to get into his attitude and shit. Like, I was really starting to get into that. I started becoming a really big Adam Cole fan. I'm starting to really
start watching AEW, man. That shit.
Dude, I really need to. I really need to start watching AEW, and I think I might start very soon. Like, once I can figure something out for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I could talk about wrestling all fucking night, man. But I do want to move to another. Speaking of returns,
hey man, this is our first podcast back. Let's just go with the flow. Talk about shit.
But speaking of returns and stuff, and going back to film, did you see fucking No Way Home?
No, I haven't. I'm a Spider-Man fan, but I haven't seen a Spider-Man movie since I think Spider-Man 2 back in like 2004.
All right, so we're not going to talk about that. Let's talk about Batman. Let's talk about Batman then. Because we could talk about Batman all fucking day and the shit surrounding. I already
know a lot of what happens in Spider-Man No Way Home. So if you would like to talk about it, I'm pretty sure I can muster up some kind of conversation to add to it.
But you haven't seen the Garfield movies though, and that's a lot about what I want to talk about.
I've seen I can't remember which one it was. I saw one of them, and I remember like
who was the villain?
Wasn't it Jamie Foxx? What character did he play?
New subscriber. Hey, thank you. China O'Brien 1. You're the shit.
Oh, you got a new subscriber?
New subscriber. China O'Brien 1. You get a fucking shout out. I'm going to tag you in the description and everything for this motherfucker. You hear me? Yeah, China. You a winner today.
Now we just need to get subscribers on the podcast YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's something I want to do too. That's something I mentioned before we continue on into our superhero talk, which is we could totally fucking go on and on and on and on and on about.
Oh, absolutely.
So I lost where I was going with that. Oh yeah, so I mentioned other things that I wanted to do, and one of them was a smoke and chat show, kind of like basically think Hot Ones, but with weed. Think Hot Ones, but with weed.
That's what Kevin Smith does on the Kevin Smith clubs. Every morning he has he goes live for like an hour and smokes weed and just has a conversation with people.
Oh, like I said, think Hot Ones. Hot Ones, not Kevin Smith's just shooting the shit with people, and not getting a response. I'm talking about having people on the show with me, different people every episode, shit like that, And if they can't make it physically,
try like different strands of weed instead of trying different
bottles
of hot sauce.
No. Well, yes, particularly, but not different strains. But like every question, like for example, there's going to be things like truth or dare, and instead of doing a dare, oh well, if you can, I'm not really going to say truth or dare, more like we're going to try to answer questions. Like I'll have somebody in the background asking us questions. We both have to answer it before the time runs out.
Yep.
Time runs out, you have to take a fat fucking rip, and there's no tapping out on the show. So people are going to be wrecked by the end of it. But it's also like a genuine discussion on like catching up with people I haven't talked to in a long time. Like getting to see how people are doing. Things like that, and just kind of like almost reconnecting with people, but also in a fun way. I've gotten a lot of people that want to be on it, so like that's something
Before
that's gonna be really
before
fucking
you do
sick.
do that, I would do a lot of research because obviously, you know, I don't know how YouTube would be about that, and you don't want to put all this work in if the videos are gonna get taken down or you're gonna
Look
get
up
some
the
kind of.
show Getting Dug with High. All he does is smoke weed with celebrities and has them on a talk show and interviews them while they
Yeah, that's
smoke
true.
weed.
I saw the he had Kevin Smith on there, and he
And
had
Jack
Cheech
Black.
and Chong.
And Jack Black, dude, and Jack Black had to tap. But
There's so
yeah,
many celebrities that smoke weed. I had no idea. Wasn't
so
Doug Benson on like a Cartoon Network show back in the day?
something like that. But yeah, so that's something that I want to do, coinciding with having guests on the podcast. They can do it
Yep.
from wherever they're at. Just webcam it up, fucking get your own stash, and let's go back and forth. Like it'd be kind of cool to get to know subscribers and them to get to know me a little bit more on a grounded personal level, and to kind of genuinely feel interactive and be you get to talk to me. There's 250 people that want to fucking talk to me. I'm kidding. But yeah, so that's something fun that's coming up. But you, my sir, need to come to the group to the group viewing on opening night to go see Batman with us. You have
Yeah,
to
I
go
know.
with the full crew to go see Batman with us, sir,
Who's going?
because me, Adrian, my brother, Ash, my other boy Daniel, uh my friend Squid, and I think that might be it. Oh, and Joey Taylor.
Chavez isn't gonna attend.
Dude, I haven't talked to Chavez in a couple months, probably. But like I said, you got to go to see Batman because that motherfucker is about to be a 3-hour long
I know.
noir thriller horror psychological fucking detective film, and I am so
Matt Reeves
fucking
said he
excited
wants
about
it to
it.
be the greatest detective story ever told. So
I hope he can do that because there
from
is
the
a lot of
trailers,
people.
it looks really good. I like the
Mhm.
fact that they're gonna implement Edward Nigma, the Riddler, because this is
In
gonna
a
be the
different
first.
light.
This is gonna be the first time we see the Riddler since Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Mhm.
Which, by the way, a lot of people aren't gonna agree with me, but I actually did not mind Jim Carrey as the Riddler in
I
Batman
liked him a
Forever.
lot. I actually just did a rewatch of Batman Forever not too long ago on HBO Max, and
That movie
honestly,
is so underrated.
being an adult, you appreciate things so much more. Like I even
Oh
like
yeah,
people hate on the George Clooney movie. Like I personally think it's my least favorite, but
it's
it was
fun
still
cheese.
it was fun. It's fun. Like, it's good cheddar on a fucking moldy bagel. Like
Yeah,
it's still fun. Like you got bat nipples, but it's great.
yeah.
Like it's great in its own fucking way. And Tim Burton is just great. Was it Joel Schumacher that did Batman and Robin? Or
Joel
was it
Schumacher did Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin?
Tim
Okay.
Burton did Batman
Returns, right?
'89 and Batman Returns, but
Got you.
he
Okay.
didn't want to come back. I guess Warner Brothers, there was something going on. They wanted him to try different things. They thought that the Batman Returns movie that he made was a little bit too dark for audiences, and they wanted to go in a more brighter light. And
Yeah,
everybody knows the kind of movies that Tim Burton makes. So
of course. What are your thoughts now seeing all of this stuff? Because I know that you weren't necessarily thrilled in the beginning when he got casted,
yeah.
but what are your thoughts now with everything that you've seen, everything that you've heard, everything that you know and are aware of going into this movie now that we know a little bit more about the plot and the characters that are going to be in it?
I will say, and I probably shouldn't have done this, right? A couple of months ago,
I
you
probably
know
should have
how
done this.
You know how, like you're just like surfing the web or whatever, you're going on YouTube and you're just, searching things up that you want to, you're
Yeah, of
interested
course.
in stuff. And one of my hobbies is because I'm big into film. I don't really showcase it a lot besides, talking to you and stuff, but I'm a huge film fan. I love
Yeah.
movies.
No, of course,
So
same.
one thing that I love doing is searching on set videos, like people that actually go
Yeah,
to movie sets
100.
and they film like what's going on, the scenery,
It's
different shots
incredible.
and stuff like that. I watched a lot of home video of the filming of the Batman. I probably shouldn't have, so I've seen like a lot of the sets, a lot of the set designs and stuff like that. I
I'm
have
glad I
no
haven't.
idea how much of it was actually Robert Pattinson and how much of it was a stunt double. I have no
Yeah.
idea. So I
I
don't
know
want to
that
say
I know that like a lot of his driving sequences is not him.
yeah,
I know that he is in a numerous amount of the actual fight sequences, but I know that his stunt double does the more like up to par, like jumping from fucking high places on a fucking
yeah,
wire and landing that shit. Like obviously
yeah.
his stunt double takes care of that, and there's gonna be a lot of that. And I know that.
But like in
But
home
it's a
video
3 hour
footage,
movie though, bro.
but in
Like
like
it's
home video footage, it's hard to
yeah,
pinpoint when it's him and when it's not. So I don't want to say I've seen him in action, seen what he
of
looks like.
course.
I have seen the trailers. I do like the trailers. I like the film noir style. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like a live action version
Yeah.
of Batman the animated series from the 90s. That dark, gritty, raw kind of feeling. I like that quite a bit. Before this, the most realistic Batman that we got was Christian Bale. So I feel like this is gonna be even more realistic than those films were.
I think so too. Like Christopher Nolan is a very much so philosophic, out of the box, open minded, and
Yeah,
very depthful director.
yeah.
Obviously, we know his work from Tenet, from fucking the last Inception, shit like that. Like we've seen his out of the box movies, and obviously Nolan's trilogy is, if not the most successful Batman trilogy there is.
Oh, absolutely.
But this one is going to be so much more grounded because not only is it feel almost lower budget, which is great because you can do amazing things with more practical shit,
Yeah,
but it's a more grounded, more grittier feel. Like we're gonna see Batman fail. We're gonna see him not know what's too far, and there's a gray area between right and wrong. We're gonna see the mental trauma of this character, and this is only his second year in being Batman, so he's seen as a criminal, a vigilante. Still, people are
yeah,
very unsure of him. I also noticed that in a toy, they leaked one of his fucking lines that he says. You know how he says "I'm vengeance" in the trailer?
yeah.
In the fucking toy, if you hit the button, it says I'm the knight. So he might be saying the whole fucking phrase. If
And you
he
know who made that
does,
famous?
Kevin fucking Conroy.
He's
Batman.
still, even though
He
he's only a
is
voice actor,
Batman.
he is Batman,
I'm
definitely.
so glad that he was able to, even just for 5 minutes, play a live action Bruce Wayne for Arrow.
Oh, that was
Like
fucking
I am
phenomenal.
so glad that he got to do a live performance of Batman, even in that capacity, just a broken, murderous heel Batman, like just one that just gave up on fucking everything.
I
Like,
always thought if he could put on some muscle, because like the dude, like he's in good shape. He works
yeah,
out a lot, walks a lot.
of
He's
course,
always active and stuff.
but he is a lot older.
I always felt like if they made like a live action Batman Beyond movie, if he could put on some weight and muscle, I think he could play Bruce Wayne. He played Bruce Wayne in the animated series of Batman
And it's
Beyond.
sad because unfortunately, I know for a fact we're not going to get it because Keaton is already gearing up for that role because
Oh, I
Batman
know.
Beyond just got announced.
That's another thing I
So,
do want to talk about is the fact that we're having the Batman come out in March, but we're
absolutely.
also having,
Flash come out in
the
November.
Flash movie. That's gonna have Batman. I have
It's
no
going to
idea
have
if
Ben Affleck.
it's gonna have Ben Affleck, it's gonna have Michael Keaton, and we're gonna have Robert Pattinson. Do you feel like it's gonna get overpopulated with Batman this year?
Absolutely not.
Usually we have one film every couple of years or whatever, but we've never had three different what's the word I'm looking for? Um
Reimaginations.
Reimaginations of Batman come out in the same year.
Of course. But now, because they're both going, Marvel and DC are both going the multiverse route, ironically enough, because, DC
Yeah.
can't fucking do anything creative nowadays because Warner Brothers sucks absolute fucking dick. I
If it wasn't
said
for
it.
Batman, DC would have go out of business.
Yeah, 100%, because that's all they really have really to showcase right now. But it's not too much because, especially after Spider-Man No Way Home, it's not too much. We have three
Yeah.
Spider-Men right now. So having 3 Batmans to me, and we know already confirmed that we're only going to have 2 by the end of the movie
Yeah, and
because Ben Affleck's final tenure is this movie. And
yeah,
apparently he's going to
did
die.
you hear Matt Damon is the one that talked him out of portraying
Yeah.
Batman anymore
Yep. Because it
because
was going to.
he had some issues going on.
Yeah. He said, yeah. He was like, he said, yeah, the script's good. Really nice. Really dark. You know, it would definitely sell, but you're going to kill yourself if you keep doing this.
Yep.
So, like, and that is a good friend,
Because
dude.
I
That
guess
is a
when he
great
was
friend.
I guess when he was doing Justice League, he was in the process of going through a divorce, and there was a lot of things going on set. Zack
And
Snyder
then,
had to leave because
yeah,
of
because
some
of the,
family
yeah.
trauma. There was a
So
lot
it's
going
like
on.
there's just a shit show going on. So it was the most miserable time of his life filming at
I
that
got
point.
mad, man. I got mad the other day. Okay, I got really heated for no apparent reason. I was on social media, right?
Yeah.
And somebody had it looked like a screen capture, like a screenshot of an article or whatever. And it was around the time when it got announced that the Batman was going to be a 3 hour long film.
Yes.
It looked like a professional screenshot, and it's in one of the groups that I'm a part of, and it said Joss Whedon got hired on to edit the Batman down so it's not a 3 hour long film. I was like, you better not.
Bro, that is
I was like, you better not let that
bro.
motherfucker anywhere
No.
near the
The
Batman.
runtime's already confirmed and that is just a hoax. Joss Whedon ain't
Well,
doing shit to Batman.
I know, but this was before it got confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
This was days ago. I got really really mad for no reason.
No, you had every fucking reason to get mad over fucking Joss Whedon. He's a piece
I
of
was like,
shit.
after his Justice League, you motherfuckers are stupid to don't even let him see any of the footage.
Dude, like, as much as I like the original Avengers, man, but that was the most cotton candy bullshit Avengers out of all of them.
Yep.
Out of all of them. He steps it up a little with fucking Age of Ultron, but other than that, Joss Whedon's a fucking clown shoes. I don't fuck with Joss Whedon at all.
I saw Captain America Winter Soldier. I think I saw Captain America, the first movie that came out.
Yeah.
But I've never really been huge into Marvel. Like, none of the characters really stood out to me. I'm a Batman fanboy. I'm happy to admit it.
No, 100, same.
I like Spider-Man. Like, he's a cool character, whatever. It's just...
What were your thoughts on Blade? That's Marvel. Ghost Rider, that's Marvel.
I've never actually seen Ghost Rider. But I heard Norman Reedus was in talks to reprise that role in future installments.
Absolutely. He's joining the fucking MCU, my guy. We just don't know which version.
The Blade movies, I think I saw the first two, and then I saw the one with Triple H. And that one was awesome. I mean, it was cool to see Triple H, but overall, it was a bad movie, man. It wasn't that good.
Blade was capped at Blade 2. That was the best one.
I think it was Blade Trinity or something like that.
Yeah, Blade 2 was fucking incredible. Blade 2 was literally the best Blade, period. Cast, story, visuals, all of it. It was my favorite, hands down. You know, fucking sue me if you think any different. I don't give a fuck. I love Blade 2. But, you know, like I said, I don't think Batman will be overpopulated, especially with one out on his way out. I think Robert Pattinson's going to kill it.
Flashpoint is like, it's supposed to like eliminate... It's supposed to like reset the DCEU or something like that. That's what I've heard.
Something like that. And I think we're going to be getting some pretty big surprises with the Flash movie as well. Yeah. I think we're going to be getting some really big surprises. And don't quote me, but I'm hoping that we get Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne. I hope we get Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne. I really hope if we're going that way to end it, at least reunite him with his dad and fucking keep him there. Like, at least
if that's the case, if they do have like a flashback scene like that, who would you cast to be a younger Bruce Wayne? Because obviously Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he's a lot younger than Michael Keaton is. Michael Keaton's 70.
You want me to cast a younger Bruce Wayne, or do you want me to cast a Terry McGinnis?
Well, if it's Thomas Wayne, it would only make sense that it's a younger Bruce Wayne if there's going to be a flashback scene.
Well, if there's a flashback scene, and if we're going a little younger for Bruce Wayne, fuck, I would probably maybe nah, he's a little older now. He's like 35. No, he's like 41 now. What the fuck am I talking about? I was gonna originally say Armie Hammer, but he's like 41.
Armie Hammer's going through some shit, man.
I know nothing about it, but I don't know who I'd cast as a younger Bruce Wayne, but if we're gonna go younger, Timothée Chalamet. 100%, because he has the darker complexion and the jawline that fucking Ben Affleck does.
You know
So Tim
who I would
Chalamet,
cast? Norma Reedus.
dude, he's 50. He's older than fucking Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I know.
So why would you cast Norman Reedus as a
They
flashback?
have a de-aging process that they've been using now, and in a lot of the comics or whatever, he has the same kind of hairstyle where Bruce Wayne's hair when he's younger, his hair is a little long. It's like going down like close to his eyes or
Yeah.
whatever. He's got that same kind of hairstyle. I think he could pull it off.
I don't know, man. But that's just me. I mean, interesting choice out of the pool, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you think of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie coming out next month? We haven't talked about that really.
shit. See, as you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my favorite horror franchise. As
Oh,
you know, I am
absolutely, yeah.
absolutely fucking crazy about it. Um, I think they're going ballsy, doing a yet another movie that is a direct sequel and wiping every single one out, including Texas Chainsaw 3D. I think it's a ballsy move.
Yeah.
However, knowing that Gunnar Hansen definitely would have come back for this movie, and knowing that they're having original characters come back, they're going to be introducing new actors and actresses to hopefully forward the future and film and stuff as well. We're getting Mo Dunford as one of the characters. He was a big role in the show Vikings, which I'm really fucking stoked about seeing him in.
Yeah.
And the guy that they chose, Leatherface, body complexion wise and how everything looks, and there's a couple shots in there that are very close quarters, kind of like fucking that movie with Ryan Reynolds where he was buried in a coffin, and it was like and it just took place in the coffin.
I don't think I've seen that
Well,
movie.
there's a shot where they're like in like a very small space, and I really dig that. It definitely plays out the hopeless feeling. It plays out the tension build. I'm really liking the color grading. Color and lighting is
Oh
definitely
yeah,
everything in a
I like
darker
the
movie.
yellowish tint or whatever that they have in certain scenes.
Yeah.
It takes me back to the very first film from '74.
Yes.
The thing that I'm worried about is there's only been 2, maybe 3 good, solid movies of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The first one, the 2003 remake, and
And the 2006
I
remake.
might even throw in 2006. But outside of
2006 for
that,
me was the best one. It is my favorite.
but
Only
outside of that,
because
I don't think anybody has actually like nailed the story. What Gunnar
no,
Hansen did
100%.
was magic. Like
Absolutely.
Gunnar Hansen will and always will be Leatherface. Like
Mhm.
that's just who he is. I don't want them. I don't want them to think that they need to take it easy just because it's not going to be a theatrical movie. It's going to be on Netflix. I want them to
Yeah.
take it serious. I want them to
I
do the
think
story justice.
if I'm being completely real, my favorite Leatherface is definitely all fucking controversy and whatever the fuck he said aside. Andrew Bernarski will always be my
Yeah.
favorite because he was legitimately terrifying. Like that is the Leatherface I would be fucking scared of
Yeah.
to ever see in person. Like that is like my worst fucking nightmare.
I think
Like,
he's the biggest guy to play Leatherface too.
and he's the only one to do it twice. He's the only one to play him
What
twice.
what film? What other film was he in?
The 2003 one, that was Andrew Bernarski, and
Oh, shit,
2006.
I didn't even know that.
He's the
All
only
right.
one to play him twice.
And it's weird
So
because those aren't sequels. So they
they're
liked him so
prequels
much
and
in 2003, and they decided to bring him back. So that's
yep,
pretty
it's a
awesome.
it's a prequel and sequel, but then there's no middle. Like there was no middle ground there, because you saw in the first one it was just Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Fucking homeboy got his legs cut off, was already in the wheelchair. Hoyt already had his teeth missing. In the beginning, we got to see how that went down, and it made it so much more terrifying because the blood and gore, dude. But it was also produced by Michael Bay.
Yeah.
So like there was a lot of production there, and we're not even going to talk about Michael Bay, but it
For
was
obvious
just
reasons.
everything I wanted out of a Texas Chainsaw film. In my opinion, there has not been a Texas Chainsaw film that has topped it. Like for
Yeah.
1974, that is Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Oh,
for its
absolutely.
time. But in like today's times, like all like in general,
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2006, the beginning, has to be the top dog to go against, because that movie was perfect through and through. There was nothing I would have changed about that movie at all. Nothing. Like the cast was great. Jordana Brewster fucking killed it in the leading role.
Yeah.
Fucking Andrew Bernarski, the Leatherface under Gunnar Hansen. Like that is So if you want my honest thoughts, I don't have any. Like I'm going in open minded, and I'm going in with the indication of I'm getting a continuation of the 1974 film, or this sucks. Like I am getting like I
I just
better be getting
wonder.
part two.
I just wonder what they're gonna do because apparently it's gonna like revolve around Leatherface like actually like living a normal life all these years or whatever, and then
Yeah,
apparently something sets him out. Like I just don't know how
new
they're
new
gonna.
people. I think a new set of people enter the town, and there's some kind of disruption, and he's not feeling it, and he gets the itch again.
Yeah, but
So
the town that he lives in, the town that Leatherface's family lives in, seems like a very small country town. How could people not know that he's a fucking serial killer? Like I just don't know how it's gonna
especially
work.
if Leatherface is supposed to be disfigured and stuff. But the thing is, at the same time, because he's worn masks his whole life, nobody's gonna realize who he is, even if he is disfigured.
Unless at the beginning they do like they it's like a prequel and a sequel on top of it. Like they do like a bunch of flashback stuff. They show some of the reenactments of some of the events from the 74 movie, and then it goes to present day. I mean, you could always do that, but I don't.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
I don't know either, man. But I I have hopes for it because of what it is. I have, obviously, I believe that in my personal, my personal preference and opinion, I feel like because it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's going to be, things about it that I thoroughly enjoy. My biggest concern is story and acting.
Yep,
Like that is
absolutely.
my biggest thing is story and acting. I don't care about the acting choices the actor choices as long as they kill it. As long as the sell is there, I don't care. Like as
Because
long as the sell is there and the production is where you get it and you meet the mark with everything you were trying to do, that is all I care about.
regardless whether you're a fan or not, everybody
Mm-hmm.
can attest to this. Out of every single TCM movie that they have, there's only been 3 that have been really good,
Mm-hmm.
and the odds are just not in
It's
its
stacked against
favor.
them, especially. But the thing is, with Netflix, they could do a lot because they can get away with a lot. So I do have some kind of solid hope, but not
Yeah,
it's grounded solid hope. Like
yeah,
I'm standing on it, but I'm not above it.
yeah. I wouldn't go in and being like, oh, is this going to be better than the 1974 film or 2003, 2006? More likely
However,
not.
one of the elements that I am very interested in, obviously, the actress that played the original character has unfortunately, exited this world recently.
Yeah,
But her character is coming back. So I'm excited to see the closure there. I'm excited to see the original escapee come back.
yeah,
That is something I'm really stoked about, like that is something I'm really, really stoked to see. And that's what's kind of going on I'm holding that on my shoulders, knowing that the OG is coming back. What can they do with this character?
yeah.
What is she going to do to add to the story that's going to, forward it in the right direction? Are we going to finally get closure? Is this going to be it until years fucking later when they decide to redo it again? Like, I hope that with this movie, it's so good they end it because there's been so many.
Yeah, but the thing is, if it makes money, they're not going to end it. Just
Of
like
course
the
not.
Halloween series, just like Scream, as long as these films are making money, they're going to continue to make them and shove them out.
100 fucking 1,000%. I
Scream
100%
just
agree.
beat out Spider-Man No Way Home in the box office
Hmm.
for like an opening weekend. Scream has made more in its opening weekend than Scream 4 made in its entire theatrical run.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I think on that note, we covered basically everything. I'm absolutely starving, so I'm gonna go get something to eat. It's been really fun, man. I'm really digging the juices that we got flowing again. I'm really excited to forward this podcast. I'm really excited to see what we decide to do with
I'm
it.
really
I'm
excited that we can do video now instead of just
Yeah.
plain audio. It's fucking amazing.
And we got 2 fucking mics that are working, clear audio, clear visuals. Like it's great. I couldn't honestly ask for much more in it, man. I'm really, really stoked. I'm really stoked for all of you guys to see the final product of this. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this content. I really hope you guys dig these conversations, got to dick around with this for a little over an hour. It'll definitely be a weekly thing, record on Thursday nights, release on Saturdays. I think that
Yeah,
we had
I
agreed
think
on.
that's what I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm not gonna announce it here because things can change. I don't know how it's gonna work out or whatever. But I am working on a thing to be able to get the podcast in audio form put on other platforms. Not gonna announce what those
Yeah.
are until I nail it down because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. but it should be amazing.
I'm gonna give you something pretty great here. Not only does it record the audio and visuals, but you can download the audio separately.
That's gonna be awesome.
So you can do just that. So you will see it on other platforms as well.
That's gonna
Um,
be awesome, man.
yep. But yeah, it's been really awesome doing this. We got a lot of cool stuff coming out for you guys in the near future. We're going to be making some kind of announcements on what we want to do eventually. Hopefully, depending on how well this is received, you guys can be a part of it soon as well. We'll send an email out or something, or make some kind of like, I guess you could say a small little contest to kind of get the first person on. Hopefully, we can get some bigger guests on the show as well for all of you guys. It's been really fun chilling with you for the past couple of years doing this, and I'm glad that we're back reviving it, and hopefully it becomes a steady weekly thing. And if you guys have anything that you guys want to have us talk about, feel free to shoot one of us an email or message, or try to find us
I
on one of our
do
platforms.
I do have an email for the podcast. Once we get a viewership, I will be implementing it into the description. So if we get viewers that want to, ask us questions, we'll be able to do like a little Q&A towards the end of each episode, answer some questions that people want. You can follow me on all my social medias, Danny Huckins, just my name. Ben's channels are
XX Pure Rage, XX on YouTube, capital X, lowercase x, capital P for pure. No spaces, capital R for rage, lowercase x, uppercase X. XX Pure Rage XX on YouTube, Two Sticks and Pure Rage on Instagram with underscores on each side of the word, all one word, no spaces. And you'll find me on Facebook at XX Pure Rage Gaming.
All our links will be in the description. Make sure you guys follow us on our individual platforms. We're both growing at a very steady pace. Ben just recently got back into YouTube, so go check out a lot of his videos, check out my videos. And until next time, we will see you guys next week for another podcast. And we love ya.
Absolutely. Two Sticks and Pure Rage. We are fucking out of this. You guys stay safe, take care, hold your family close, say hello to your mother, and fucking enjoy yourself. We will see you guys in the next one. Take care.